What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Fan Friday, and today's winner was Wigglytuff, Ariados, Dragalge, or as people call it, Hocus Pocus. And this deck was suggested by Ryan, who left it. And actually, you might be confused. There was a deck that actually had more likes, and that was Oscar with the deck Reflect Refrain with fairies. But he told me it was just a gimmick. It wasn't actually a deck. He was just saying just to be silly. And he didn't think I got so many likes, but he did want me to play a certain deck for Main Deck Monday. So don't worry, we will get that played out for sure. But we went with the second most liked deck, and that was the Wigglytuff Ariados Dragalge deck. And let's see what this deck is. Well, your main attacker is going to be Wigglytuff. It has 100 HP, which is not a lot. It's a stage 1. And its attack, like I said, is Hocus Pocus. It does 60 damage, which is not a lot at all. But the defending Pokemon can't attack during your opponent's next turn. So that means Wigglytuff cannot be hurt, which is great. But your opponent can retreat out of it. They can't play a switch. They can play an AZ. You know, any of those effects, like anything that switches the active Pokemon, a Zoroark, they can make it where, you know, they can attack you. But let's see, to fix this switching problem, we're going to play an Ariados, which has Poisonous Nest. Once during your turn before you attack, you may use his abilities. Both active Pokemon are now poisoned, and you're going to combine it with Dragalge, which has Poison Barrier. Your opponent's poison Pokemon can't retreat. And this is going to make it where your opponent, obviously, they can't retreat. And once you do this, you should be able to win the game, because now your opponent's only left to play a Switch, AZ, Cassius, maybe a Center Lady, anything that can get rid of poison and or just switch it out of the active spot. Maybe a Zoroark with the stand-in ability. But that's pretty much the whole deck, and of course 2 Shamans to help set up. So your main attacker is going to be Wigglytuff. You have Ariados and Dragalge to help out. Alright, let's go over everything else. We play 3 Love Ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less, reveal it and put it in your hand. Ariados has 70, Spinarak has 50, Jigglypuff has 70, and Skrelp has 50. Dragalge has 100, Shaman EX has 110, and Wigglytuff has 100. So this can't be searched out, but that's going to be okay. 1 Super Rod to get back any 3 combination of Pokemon and Energy. 4 Trainer's Mail for consistency. 4 Ultra Ball to search out all your Pokemon to help it get out Shaman and or Wigglytuff. 4 VS Secret to reuse supporter cards. And let's go over the supporter cards. We do play 1 Giovanni Scheme to either draw until you have 5 cards in your hand, or do 20 more damage. And that 20 more damage might be clutch if you're trying to figure out the math. 1 Judge, both players shuffles their hand into the deck and draw 4 cards. 2 Lightsaber, bring a Pokemon off the bench into the active. 2 Birch, because you always got to risk it to get the biscuit. Shuffle your hand into your deck and flip a coin. If hits, draw 7. If tails, draw 4. 4 Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7 cards. 3 Fairy Guardian, and this is going to be your switching card. Each Pokemon that has any fairy energies attached to it has no retreat cost. And like I said earlier, Ariados poisons both active Pokemon except for grass Pokemon. So what you're going to do is retreat between Wigglytuff, so you can have one of the active, Poisonous Nest and retreat to a bench one, and you're good to go that way. You only have to Poisonous Nest once, because once you Poisonous Nest, obviously they're poisoned forever because they can't retreat unless, you know, they switch or AZ out of it. Then you'll have to use Ariados again. So you only have to do it once. Then the other active is poisoned forever. 3 Muscle Band to help do that 20 more damage. 4 DCE and 6 Fairy Energies. Now with this deck, we do play the Muscle Band and Giovanni's with the poison to try to manipulate where coming back into our turn, the active Pokemon gets knocked out. Because if you do use Hocus Pocus, knock out the active, they can set up a new Pokemon to actually attack you. So that's something you will have to watch out for. But hopefully you enjoyed this deck, and let's see it in action. Alright, we're playing against Gandhi, I guess that's how you say his name, Ganda, playing a colors fighting Dragon deck. I think that's what it was. They called the coin flip. Let's see what happens. No, we lost the coin flip, but that's actually kind of bad. Because we need 2 turns before we can even attack it. Oh, to our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens. Alright, they have no basic Pokemon. Yeah, we'll start Jigglypuff. Alright, press done. Oh, wait, I don't know why I didn't put these 2 guys down. Alright, so there's a Fighting Energy, a Rare Candy, a Scorched Earth. Alright, Not sure what we're playing against, but we'll find out together. We do get... okay, they do have Pokemon, but we do get a Mulligan draw. I don't know why I didn't put down the Spinarak and the Skrelp. Yes, we'd like to draw for the Mulligan. A Trainer's Mail, we'll put down these two guys. Thank you for the Mulligan. And there's a Lucario and a Miltank. Alright, so Lucario is actually pretty scary because it can one-shot Jigglypuff. It does have the second attack for 60. There's a Scorched Earth coming down. Let's see a Heavy Ball. Alright, and what will the Heavy Ball get? Lucario has a 2 retreat cost. A Kangaskhan. Alright, so Kangaskhan EX comes down. It does have the 3 energies, 3 retreat cost. Alright. And, let's see. There's a Kangaskhan coming down. Alright. Let's see. What else do they have? There's a Sycamore discarding their hand, drawing 7 new cards. They discarded a Rare Candy, a Shauna, and a Golden Switch. Alrighty. There's a Axew coming down. Alright, things are getting exciting. We see a Professor Letter. This will probably get 2 fighting energies. Yep, there's the 2 fighting energies. Alrighty. And there's a Scorched Earth coming down, drawing 2 cards. Now, I'm still trying to debate who I'm going to, if I get another Jigglypuff down, where does the energy attachment go is my big question. Not sure. On our turn, alright, let's see what happens. We get a Jigglypuff, so put that guy down. We'll put a Fairy Energy on this bench Jigglypuff, just saying, hey, you can knock out the active, I'll let you have it. We will then play Trainer's Mail. Let's see, we get off the top 4. Sycamore. Alright, we'll just pass. I really don't want to grab anything else. Yeah, we'll just pass. Next turn, we can put down the Wigglytuff. We can use the Lava Ball to get out an Ariados and start poisoning the Lucario. There's a Muscle Band. And does he have the energy? He does have the energy. Alright, so he can knock us out this turn. There's a Professor Letter. Going to get 2 more fighting energies out of the deck. Alright. And we haven't seen a Scorched Earth come into play yet. So Scorched Earth, drawing 2 more cards. But next time we have the Wigglytuff, we can get the Ariados. Can we get the DC to start using Hocus Pocus? We see a Muscle Bay go down to Miltank. And let's probably see, yeah, Corsair Smash knocking us out for 80. They don't get to draw any cards. And we'll sit at the Jigglypuff. Alright, on to our turn. Let's see what happens. Can we get the Wigglytuff down? We'll play the Love Ball. Getting out an Ariados. Yep. Getting that guy. Put down the Ariados. We'll then Level Ball. Getting out another Jigglypuff. Just trying to get another one set up after this one. Putting that guy down. And then we'll Sycamore, discard your hand. Draw 7 new cards. Do we get the DC? And we do get the DC. That is really nice. Alright, so we get the DC on the active. The big question is, do I Poisonous Nest? And let's see, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's. No, we're not gonna Poisonous Nest. We're just gonna Hocus Pocus, doing 60 damage. He could retreat the Lucario and send a Miltank, but it does need a Haxorus down. Maybe they won't get that. There's a Scorched Earth, drawn 2 cards. The only thing I'm scared of is that they have so many cards that they have a switch regardless to get out of the Dragalge lock. If we get the Dragalge out or not is the big question. There's another Axew coming down. The 2 different Axews? It is 2 different Axews. One's not eating and one is eating. Or no, that was throwing a temper tantrum. Looks like he's upset about something. Maybe because he can't attack. Maybe he knows that Lucario can't attack and that's why he's throwing a temper tantrum. Alright, so let's see what happens. A double Dragon Energy goes down to the Axew on the bench. And does he have a Rare Candy Haxorus? There's a Professor Birch. Come on, Birch. Be on our team, buddy. Don't let us down. Alright, there you go, Birch. Way to go, buddy. Alright, so Tails, only getting 4 cards. There's a Fracture coming down. And let's see what my opponent decides to do. He could retreat and use Sharp Fang for 20. The real question is, does he know what the Wigglytuff does? Is he going to try and attack and realize that he can't attack because of the Hocus Pocus? That's the real question. Just a pass. Alright, on to our turn. Let's see what happens. I'll put down the Wigglytuff. We will play the level ball, and let's see if we can get out of the deck. We'll just grab another. We'll grab a spin rack, and we'll just discard it. We'll put down a fairy energy, and we'll just sycamore. We're looking for a fairy garden. All right, so sycamore, come on, fairy garden. All right, we don't have fairy garden, but we can put down Dragalge. 12, 13, 14. We'll play Shaman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll play Shaman for 1, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll Shaman for 1. Yes. Come on, Fairy Garden. Another DC. Alright. We will just Hocus Pocus once again. Doing 60 damage. They still can't attack us. I'm not really want to use the Ariados right now. A little bit scary. I don't know if it would have made a difference. It would have been plus... Trying to see, plus 40 or 30 already? 30, 40, 50. Yeah, it still would have been knocked out. It still wouldn't be knocked out. Obviously, Scorched Earth, discarding, drawing 2 cards, not discarding. Alright. And let's see. We have a weird situation next turn, too. Because we're going to Hocus Pocus, knock out the Lucario, and then they can start attacking us. So that's a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous about that. But maybe it'll be okay. We see a Tyranno drawing 3 cards. And let's see what happens. Will they retreat into a Haxorus and knock us out? Will they attack with Miltank? There's so many different options. Here we see an Ultra Ball discarding a Fighting and a Kangaskhan. And let's see what he decides to go for. A good old Haxorus. Alright, so Haxorus is going to come down. The real question is, can Haxorus knock us out? Let's see, how much can it do? Sharp Fang does 60 and Dragon Pulse does 130. That is a knockout. And a Fighting Energy to Miltank. They have a ton of different options right now. We see a retreat into the Miltank, and we will see a Powerful Friends. It will not. Oh yeah, it will knock us out. Okay, he does have the Muscle Band. It will knock us out, doing 100 damage. All right, so taking a knockout there. We'll send up good old Wigglytuff, and let's see what happens on our turn. We get down the Jigglypuff. We get a DC to the Wigglytuff. 6, 7, 8, 9. What we're going to do is we're going to Poisonous Nest. And we'll use Geobody Scheme to do the plus 20. Alright, and we'll use Hocus Pocus. And that way it'll do 80. And then plus the poison 90. And come back into our turn, it'll be knocked out. So 10 damage there. And we'll get to attack the following turn. We just got to hope they don't have a switch. Alright, so let's see what happens. Next turn we can put down a Wigglytuff. We can attach a DCE. We just need to hit a Verse Seeker. We played 1, 2, 3 Sycamore so far. We see a Fisherman. Going to get 4 energies out of the discard pile and put it into their hand. I imagine they're going to be all 4 fighting energies. There they are. And when this Miltank gets knocked out, if it gets knocked out, I wonder who he'll send up. That's the big question. Because right now Lucario doesn't have any energies, but he could just promote that to get knocked out. It's going to be interesting for sure. We'll find out what happens today, though. It's going to be an interesting inning. And does he have a switch is the main question. There's a Fighting Energy going down to the Miltank, but he can't retreat it because of the Dragalge is in effect right now. Unless he plays a Hex Maniac. Has he? Oh, he's played Fisherman already, so no double supporter. You can't do that. And let's see, will we just see a pass or not? I imagine, unless they have a switch. They don't have a switch in the discard pile. There's 19 cards left in the deck, and just a pass. And the Miltank will get knocked out due to poison already. So I'll take a prize card, going down to 5. Getting a Fairy Energy, and let's see who my opponent decides to send up. Maybe the Lucario. Oh, okay, Axew comes up. On to our turn. We get a Verse Seeker. I wish we had a Lysander. Alright, so press done. We'll put down the Wigglytuff. We'll put down the Fairy Energy. And we'll Verse Seeker. Grabbing a Birch. I really don't want to Sycamore discard the DCE. So we'll play the Birch. Let's see what happens. Come on, Birch. Don't let us down, buddy. Tails only getting 4. We can get the Trainer's Mail. We're still looking for a Fairy Garden. And there they are. Alright, so there's a Fairy Garden. We will put down the Fairy Garden, and we will just Hocus Pocus for the knockout. We'll do 120. Oh, I forget it's weak to Fairy. Alright, that's actually going to be helpful. Drawing a prize card. There's a muscle band that could help out for Wigglytuff the following turn. Here we see a Milk Tank, and we take 10 damage from poison. But next turn, we can put down the muscle band, we can put the DCE, and we can Hocus Pocus with an Ariados to knock it out. The question is, can we draw into the Super Rod to get back our Jigglypuffs? Because we do have 4 in play. We see a Scorched Earth coming down. And we see a Scorched Earth, discarding and fighting, drawing 2 cards. And it's going to be close. I'm not sure how we're going to win this one out. We'll have to see. Like I said, we can knock out the Milk Tank next turn with this Wigglytuff. We just need to get our Super Rod and draw into more. Oh no, Judge! No, don't do that. I need a Muscle Band and the DCE. Alright, we'll see what happens. Oh man, let's see what 4 cards we get. No! Okay, hopefully the other Shaman's in the deck. That would be great. We see a Battle Compressor, going to discard 3 cards out of their deck. And let's see what they discard. Hopefully, I don't know, it shouldn't be anything that crazy. We'll find out. Anything's possible. We are playing against a Melting Haxorus, Kangaskhan, Lucario deck, so anything is possible. We'll find out together here in a second what that Battle Compressor gets. Like I said, hopefully the other Shaman is in the deck. We can use it to draw more cards. Maybe try to see if that Super Rod's in the deck as well. Getting back in some Jigglypuffs. I think we have 1 Wigglytuff in the discard pile, so we could shuffle in 2 Wigglytuffs and a Fairy Energy. Yeah. That should be okay. We're just waiting to see what the Battle Compressor gets. And get him, Cammy! Oh, never mind. I thought Cammy was going to give him the Banhammer. Alright, so let's see what Gonda does. We're just waiting for this Battle Compressor. But like I said, if... Oh, there's a... Oh, he just discards just a Shaman. Just a Shaman. Alright, fairly interesting. We see a Trainer's Mail. Opponent, okay, getting a Scorched Earth, but my opponent might be in a weird spot where he doesn't have a supporter card. We'll have to find out. We see a Pal Friends that will sadly knock out our Wigglytuff. He'll go down to 3 prize cards. And we'll see what happens. It's going to be a crazy ending. We'll send up the Wigglytuff, a Como Shebe. Please be in the deck. There's an Ultra Ball. We'll Ultra Ball, discard the Ultra Ball and the Fairy Energy, keeping the Fairy Garden and the Judge in our hand. And the other Shebe is in the deck, but is Super Rod in the deck? It is. Okay, so grab the Shaman. We'll put down the Fairy Garden. Play Shaman EX, drawing up to 5 cards. They do have the other Scorched Earth in their hand, but potentially we can use... Alright, cool. So we can put down the DCE. Play the Trainer's Mail, looking for that Super Rod, and no, that's not a Super Rod. Alright, we'll press done. Put a Muscle Band on the Wigglytuff. And do we Sycamore? Yeah, we'll Sycamore, digging for that Super Rod. We need it right now. Come on, Super Rod. Alright, well, Trainer's Mail. Come on, Super Rod. Okay, there's Super Rod. Okay, we're good. We got the Super Rod. We can play the Super Rod, getting back a Jigglypuff, and 1, 2, Fairy Energy. Yeah, that seems okay. Grabbing those 3. We will then Ultra Ball, discard Birch and Lysander. We will grab a Jigglypuff. Let's see what's left in our deck. We have a DCE and 1 Fairy Energy. Alright. So, we'll put down the Jigglypuff. Come on, Jigglypuff, go down. And we'll use the Ariados, Poisonous Nest, and we will Hocus Pocus. Yep, well, Hocus Pocus. Doing 60 plus poison, 80, and 80 total with the poison, 90, and he'll get knocked out, come back into our turn. We just gotta hope that our opponent does not have a Lysander. Or not a Lysander, Switch, or an AZ, or a Cassius. Is Cassius still legal? Not sure. But regardless, I think what we're going to do, there's Scorched Earth coming down, is we're going to Lysander the Haxorus, I think. There's a Verse Seeker, and let's see what they decide to get. A Fisherman, going to get 4 energies out of the discard pile. The big question is, do they play a Switch or not? We'll find out together. Fisherman, going to get 4 energies out of the discard pile. And it's going to be interesting to see who he decides to send up. Will he send up the Hurt Lucario? Will he send up the Haxorus? A Kangaskhan and Lucario? I don't know. We'll see. We just gotta hope no Switch Come on, no switch. Don't do it to us, Gandhi. Gandhi Gandhi? I guess I say his name? Not sure. But regardless, this Milk Tank will go down if he doesn't have a switch or an AZ. There's a fighting energy going to Lucario. And let's see what he decides to do. Going to be close for sure. How many DCs are we down? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we only have the 1 DC left to deck. There's a pass for our opponent. And let's see who they decide to send up. He does get knocked out. We'll take a prize card. Getting a Wigglytuff. Alright, that's good. And let's see who our opponent decides to send up a Lucario. Alright. So on our turn, we'll put down the Wigglytuff. We'll put the Muscle Band on this guy. And I think what we do is just Poisonous Nest. Yeah, we'll Poisonous Nest. Poison Lucario. And we will Hocus Pocus. No, let's Verseeker for a Judge. Yes, maybe? Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we should be okay. We'll Judge. We'll go down to 5 cards left in our deck. Or 4. Oh, man, that might not be okay. We'll find out together. We'll put the DC on this guy, and we will Hocus Pocus. Doing 60, but hopefully what we could do, or 80, then Poison 90, hopefully what we could do is we can knock out this Lucario, and when we knock out the Lucario, we can knock out either this Haxorus and or this Lucario, since both are very close to, I mean, we can one-shot the Haxorus because it is weak to Fairy, and this Lucario has 60 HP left. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There's a Fighting Energy Scorched Earth, draw 2 more cards, and let's see, do they have the switch or not? It's the big question. 33 on prize cards. Can we knock out this Lucario? And can we draw into the Fairy Energy to knock out either one of these? And the Verseeker is left in the deck as well. Alright, so we just have to have some good cards. Some good top decks. Let's see, what does... Okay, there's Sycamore. Oh man, discarding his hand, drawing 7 new cards. Does he have a switch or not? Gonna be nervous. Make me nervous. Don't do this to me. There's a Love Ball. That's not a switch, okay? I don't know if he plays switches or not. There's another Axew coming down. I'm not really worried about that. I'm more worried about, I don't know. I'm not really worried about anything. Just worried about not hitting the Fairy Energy. If that's probably the thing I'm most scared about. It's not hitting the Fairy Energy to knock out the following turn. So let's see what Ganda does here. Does he play Lysander? I haven't seen one. We see a Fighting Energy Guard on the active and just a pass. And this Lucario will go down. And let's see, what do we top deck? Come on, something good. A Verseeker. Alright, we'll Ultra Ball, discard Jigglypuff and Dragalge. Grabbing an Ariados. Alright, and we will Hocus Pocus for the knockout. And we have 1 card left. We have 2 cards left in our deck. One is a Fairy Energy. And one is a, there's a Fairy Energy. Okay, cool. So we have 2 Fairy Energies in the deck. We should be able to win this game. We see a Haxorus come up, which we can one-shot. Oh, buddy, can we get the win or not? This is going to be very close. Hope he doesn't play Enhanced Hammer. If he plays an Enhanced Hammer or Zerostic to discard his DCE, we're going to be in trouble. I don't know how else to put it. Well, let's see what happens. Will Hocus Pocus take a win against the Lucario, Haxorus, Kangaskhan deck or not? There's a Rare Candy. Going to get another Haxorus out into play. Oh, buddy. There's another Double Dragon Energy coming down. Not worried about that. And will we just see a Dragon Pulse or not? Or a Sharp Fang can knock us out as well. Either one's fine. Let's see what he decides to go with. If he goes for a Dragon Pulse, that's actually pretty scary. Because he is close to being decking out. Because he will have one card left in the deck. But let's see what's going to happen. I mean, he can knock us out either way with a Sharp Fang or Dragon Pulse. And if he does, well, regardless, we have the energy to retreat. And there's a Sharp Fang going to do 60 damage, knocking out our Wigglytuff. But we will send in this new Wigglytuff and we will take the game. Alright, we'll send up Wigglytuff. We'll even Verseeker for Lysander to knock out this Lucario. We'll Verseeker for a Lysander. Come on down, Lysander. Alright. Lyson of the Lucario. We'll put the Fairy Energy in. We'll Hocus Pocus for the knockout. Taking a knockout on the Lucario EX and taking 7 prize cards. And that is Wigglytuff, Ariados, Dragalge. There's the victory screen. There we go. We're good to go. We did win a game with the deck. Oh, man. I didn't think we were going to win a game with the deck, but there you go. If you can start Hocus Pocus, you can make it where they can't attack you. And if you got the Ariados with the Dragalge, there's no way they can retreat. And let's see. Oh, no, that wasn't very far at all. Hold on. We did a sweet disaster daily challenge. There we go. That's one of the few things I have left to complete on my levels up. But there we go. There's a Wigglytuff match. I know that game was pretty long, but there you go. You saw the power of Wigglytuff. Hopefully you enjoyed this deck. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the Fan Friday suggestion. Have a great day. Alrighty.